Hi everyone and welcome to 1/6 Figure Focus, and you're very welcome to episode number 43 of The Focus, a live stream dedicated to all things 1/6 scale collecting. This specific episode is all about the 1989 Batman and all about those fantastic 1989 Batman 2.0 that was released, the 1989 Batman 2.0 Deluxe, and of course the seeming like a straight reissue of the Batmobile, but you know, maybe not, and that's where we're kind of going to take a look at. We're going to discuss. So I know you've probably seen about 2 million different streams over the last week about this, but I was away last week and I haven't really got a chance to really talk about it besides the videos that I have put up. So that's what I'm here to do. So if that sounds interesting to you, please do stick around, drop a like, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and of course, if you wouldn't mind, just have a chat. Let me know, like, where are you? Let me know, where are you? Where in the world? Drop a flag in the chat, what time it is, and most importantly, are you a 1989 Batman fan, and are you getting this? Do you have the DX08? Maybe you have the DX09, or you know, the DX08 and 9. I think that's the Batman and the Joker, the original ones, the 1.0s basically. Or are you going to be picking this up, or do you have the original DX08 and want to pick this one up anyway? Maybe you have the Batmobile and you're going to put the Batman you already have into the Batmobile, and you're going to keep the diorama base then because you just really want it. Or maybe you want Vicky Vale's shoe. Who knows? Yeah, just let us know where you are and what you think of this announcement, should I say. Right, so we'll just get a few things. We'll address the chat, but first things first. See if I do this without making an absolute mess. Yeah, there we go. Cheers, folks. All right, so who do we have? We have the Boba Fettuccine. He was here first in the chat. How are you doing? Phil, Empire Strikes Again, good to see you. We have Thalia Meyer, who was just recently came from one of my premieres that I had earlier on about the Batmobile, so I'm probably going to repeat myself here. Boba Fettuccine said, here we go. Shiny, nice to have you back, Focus, but cancelling your holiday to talk about Batman 89 was a bit extreme. You know, look, I didn't want to be a fake fan. What can I say, Shiny? Thanks for the comment. Who do we have? Jonathan M. Mike Fela with the exclamation mark, mad Mike. Hey everyone, I'm all ready to be enabled. Mike Fela, are you in Italy? Like, did I just make that up in my head? Are you an American and you have Italian heritage, or are you actually living in Italy? Or I think maybe I got my wires crossed there, because I'm pretty sure I'm drinking an Italian beer, Birra Moretti. I do like Moretti, not something I usually have. But Noble Young is in the house. The 6 scale gallery. I'm Enable Man, Shane 2023. Alan, I actually meant to shoot you a link. Time got away from me today and I was busy at work and stuff like that, and I didn't get a chance. I wanted to post this video, schedule this live stream last night, but what happened was I basically did yesterday. I filmed like 6 videos in like an hour yesterday. I just kind of did Ant-Man the Wasp and a bunch of other ones which I'm going to show you there, so I didn't get a chance to send you the link. So just let me know if you're available. I know that you're probably putting the kids to bed at this time, but let me know anyway. I can drop you a link if you want. Mike Failer, ready or not, you'll be enabled. They're professional enablers and have honed their craft as members of Enablers Lounge Elite every Sunday. That's high praise, Shiny, high praise. Thalia Meyer, Prost. I presume that's like cheers. We've got Boba Fettuccine 1237 here in Los Angeles. Sunny skies, 65 degrees. That's funny. That is funny. I need a Batman in the collection, but cannot decide which one. Yeah, that's true, because you got the 1989, you've got the Batson, you've got the Val Kilmer Batman, you got the DX19 floating around there. We don't talk about the Batman Begins, but yeah, you've lots of good options. You got the in-art one as well. We have Mike Fail at 3:36 p.m. in the States. Love 89, but not getting this due to space. Make sure you have yours front and center so we can admire it, Shane. I'm American, but I'm 100% Italian. Good stuff. I thought there was an Italian. Link there. Good stuff. Boba Fettuccine says 100% Italian here too. Good stuff. Good stuff. I've been snowboarding in Italy a bunch of times. I think 4 times. Yeah, and I've been to different parts of Italy, but I love it and love the food. Love the food. I presume you'd know better than me, but the gnocchi, I think it's spelled G-N-O-C C-H-I-I, something like that. Am I spelling that right? G-N-O-C-H-I or something like that. I want to get the proper spelling for that because it is like the dumpling. It's just, oh my god, it's so nice. Yeah, I knew I wasn't losing my mind. It's G-N-O-C-C-H-I. Gnocchi. Or I'm not sure, is it gnocchi or gnocchi? But my god, that stuff is, I'm on board with that. I know, like, you know, in Italy, obviously, the obvious one, pizza. Who doesn't like pizza? I absolutely love pizza. But then you've got, like, the different pasta dishes they have, which is just endless. But gnocchi was something that really stood out to me. The first time I had it was in 2000, and I was interrailing. It must have been summer 2007, and I was in Venice, and I just picked something else. Pick something different off the menu. I didn't want to go for the obvious stuff, and my god, that stuff was amazing. Love that stuff. Yeah, so I got it right. Gnocchi. What's up? So we have Duran Mas. I hope I'm pronouncing the name right. What's up, Shane? Absolutely loving this 89 Batman. We have that in common. Mike with the exclamation mark gnocchi. Sorry, bro. So I'd love to, but just about to do the bedtime routine. I'll be watching the stream on the down. Well, you know, if they manage to go to sleep quickly, you know, and I'm still on, just shoot us a link, or sorry, just shoot us a message, and I'll get you a link. With all these Italians, it's like the 6 scale mafia 2.0. That's funny. Mike, they're so good. I love ricotta gnocchi over the potato because it's lighter. At least it feels that way. Listen, I'm Irish, so give us those spuds all the way. Give us the potato. Gnocchi is some good stuff. My mom makes from scratch. That is impressive. Yeah, that's yeah. Oh, they got all the good stuff. All right, so what's coming up on this particular live stream? Where do I have it? We're ready. Right, so this is. I don't want to hold you hostage. I'm going to outline what we're going to be talking about. If it seems interesting to you or appealing to you, stick around. Maybe consider, you know, hitting the like button, the subscribe button, leave a comment, all that jazz. And if you're like, no, I'm 89'd out, maybe this isn't the stream for you, so don't want to hold anyone hostage. So the new videos, we're going to outline the new streams. And of course, we're going to be talking about the Batman 89. I'm going to gush over the Batman 89 and the Batmobile 89. At this point in time, I will just have to give the full disclaimer. Just going to wait for it to come up. If you look at the banner down the bottom here that I have specifically for these streams, that I'm really excited. Warning, this live stream contains copious amounts of enabling FOMO and hype. Watching this may result in pre-ordering. I've actually forgotten what I've wrote. Loss of funds and significant other. Okay, so you've been warned, folks. You know, this is something I'm really excited about. So picking up 3 deluxe, wow, for different display options. Love Keaton, 1 diorama, 1 with the Batmobile and 1 with the Batwing. Nice. Have DX09 to show how great that line used to be, but now effectively that DX09 Joker looks oh yeah, that looks, it still holds up. Like, I mean, will they 2.0 it? Could they really improve it? I don't know. I don't really think they could, to be honest, but I've been wrong before. So we're going to talk about the Batman 89 and the Batmobile, of course. Okay, so before Christmas there, from when I got monetized, when I got my first super chat, August 1st, dropped by Brandon Salad, until New Year's Eve of last year, all the revenue from the channel, super chats, super stickers, you know, super thanks, and all the ad revenue was added up and donated to the Children's Health Foundation, basically charity here in Ireland, which donates money to, like, you know, help sick kids in hospital and stuff like that. So that was like kind of a charity I did for like the last 4 months of 2022 from when I got monetized to the very end of 22. Now that is effectively over now. So if I'm lucky enough to receive any super chats and thanks and all that kind of stuff, revenue, it's going to be put back into the channel, whether that's new pre-orders or Batmobiles, a chair, or like I want to get a new chair. I want to get a chair that doesn't actually destroy my back here, or new lighting and stuff. Basically, the funds will be reinvested back into the channel. So that's over. Just to let you know how much the 6-scale community donated. They donated a whopping 1,121 euros or 1,204 freedom dollars. And that donation with this screenshot here is the actual receipt from the donation that I made there in January. So thank you very much. Right, so the next thing. These are the videos live on my channel now. All these videos I made yesterday. Just came home from work, got tucked in, and I got these are all live on my channel now. My thoughts on the recent announcement or pre-order, the Ant-Man, the Wasp. This is a video about Cox. Charlie Cox. Charlie Cox. Do you know the actor? Charlie Cox, the actor who plays Matt Murdock, Daredevil. Get your mind out of the gutter. Shang-Chi. I think this one, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy who says it looks a bit like a Marvel Legends, but the head sculpt looks great, but it looks very toyish. But look, maybe I'm biased because I didn't like the movie and I was never going to get it anyway. I do think the head sculpt looks very like Simu Liu, but you know, the joints and all that kind of stuff, like I'm just not into it. So sorry if you're watching and you love this figure. Yeah, you know, good for you. Yeah, head sculpt's good, but they're my thoughts on it. These are my thoughts on the 89 Batman 2.0. You're going to get in the live extended edition now. My God, this just looks, yeah, it's Keaton Batman. Come on, what can I say? And then my thoughts on the 89 mobile. Actually, I'm not going to out anyone, but I obviously messed up. I put the apostrophe at the end instead of here because the apostrophe is supposed to represent when you're shortening things and you, like if you're writing didn't, like instead of like do not or something like that, it'd be like DID apostrophe NT or whatever. Or yeah, something like that. But like the apostrophe is supposed to represent the missing letters or numbers and stuff like that. And obviously I wasn't thinking last night and embarrassingly put the 89 apostrophe after. But one of my collector friends got on to me and said, yeah, can't let you away with that, buddy. You got to change it. So I fixed it. I fixed it here anyway. So the 89 mobile. Yeah, so their thoughts, all those videos are now live on the channel. This one I did a few weeks ago. I'm going to do these maybe quarterly or every so often. It's called Collection Direction Episode 1. I basically outline where I'm at with my collection at the moment. How many figures I have, how many 6 scale, how many quarter scale, any vehicles, how I'm choosing to display. And I don't really sell, but I do outline figures I have sold in the past, and I outline why and the reasoning for that. It's not very many, but yeah, I find those videos or live streams quite interesting. I would definitely watch other collectors, kind of, you know, just basically put the finger on the pulse of where they are with their collecting journey. So this was just my recap, or not a recap, sorry, quarter one incoming. So these are basically this is a live stream dedicated to figures that are due to drop in sometime in quarter one, either this month or next month. Yeah, so just because they're slated doesn't mean they're actually going to arrive. You know how it works. And this is what we're doing right now. So I'm going to switch over here. We're going to take a look at this 1989 Batman 2.0 after I address some of these chats. Bubba Fettuccine making me hungry here. Bubba Fettuccine, sorry, Mike Fail is saying Bubba Fettuccine homemade is totally the way to go. The enabling warning is like walking into the core of Chernobyl and seeing a tiny sticker saying maybe radioactive. That is dark, but what do we expect from Shiny? He's the man with the jokes. Yeah, so at least you can't say I didn't put it up there, like, you know. So I have the regular on order. I'll enjoy everyone's deluxe bases and Batmobiles from afar. Yeah, and sometimes you got to do that. Chris, I see you commented on some of the videos earlier on. Thank you very much for the support. I'm glad that you've adopted the triple threat approach. That is awesome, Shane. So incredible to see. Congrats. It's an excellent thing. Well, again, it was just the collectors and stuff like that, like who did make the donations, stuff like that. And yeah, just nice to nice of them to help out. So who else do we have? With pasta, it's about the flour. Gotta use semolina. I've started a cooking chat here. And Boba Fettuccine, or sorry, Mike Fela. Boba Fettuccine, I get it, but it's never dumb to donate to a great cause. Focus. Let us know if you plan to do another charity event. I missed the. Oh yeah, I see what you're referencing now, Mike. Yeah. I'm just some dumb Italian with 5, but no, that's not true. I think Boba Fettuccine, just in case anyone doesn't know, I think he was responsible for about $200-300 of that donations. That was actually amazing. So yeah, it's just back to this comment. Mike says, Focus, let us know if you plan to do another charity event. I think I might do it once a year and call it Q4. So like just, coming up to the holidays. So basically maybe like at the moment, I'm obviously not doing that, full disclosure, but say maybe the last 3 months of the year. So you're talking like what, October, November, December, and maybe do like coming up to the holidays, a kind of a Q4 initiative or something like that. Like just, yeah, might do it once a year. Yeah, it's nice to pay it forward every so often. Right, so, and just in the door, we have Rockamon Chris. I made it. Don't worry, everyone. I'm here. Were you talking? I think I saw you on another channel. I was watching some live stream and I saw your name pop up. It was something. Are you a Jazz Inc. fan, Rockman Chris? Maybe I'm thinking about the wrong person. You don't have the 1989 Batwing. I know Moose Dream has it, but yeah, let me know if you're a Jazz Inc. fan. Have you got any Jazz Inc. stuff? Or all right, so let's have an old gush about this. I'm actually going to do something I don't normally do. Read. I'm going to read this, okay? I'm going to read this. All right. So, Hot Toys. This is the Batman 1989 6-scale Batman collectible figure, deluxe version. Gotham City is swarming with crime, and only one man can stop it, the Batman. Starring the renowned actor Michael Keaton, who's now 71, as the nocturnal crime fighter. Tim Burton's 1989 take on the Batman movie, which brought the caped Crusader into the theatre, was a huge hit and still stands the test of time. I was like 6 when I in 1989. I was like 6, and this was the first movie that I remember loving. The first film which I really remember absolutely loving. It definitely wasn't the first movie that I saw, but it was the first movie that I remember going, I think this is like amazing. Like this is like an obsession. Like, and there was something different about it. Maybe because it was so dark and there was kind of adult themes and stuff. Because I was used to watching, the 1966 Batman and Robin on Saturday mornings at that time, which would have been reruns basically with the the bang, whap, pow, and all the kind of the campy stuff. But this was different. This was a real movie. It was dark. It was gothic. Tim Burton, and it was cool. And I remember even watching it with my parents as well. Like one Christmas, I think it was like this is like after a few years after 1986 or 1989 when it was well out. It had been out a long time, and it still held up. I remember thinking, I'm gonna love this film. Like when I'm an adult, I'm gonna love this film. Probably when I'm an old man, I'm gonna love this film. So, yeah. It was definitely a huge hit. And DC fans are now close to meet Michael Keaton's Batman again in the Flash movie, in which he's trying to save the collided worlds with Barry Allen. Hot Toys is excited to present the deluxe version of the 1/6 scale Batman collectible figure and a diorama base covering various ways to display for an added storytelling element. Meticulous and faithful creation of Michael Keaton's remarkable appearance as Batman in Batman 1989, the highly detailed 1/6 scale figure features a newly developed Batman head with separate rolling eyeballs and interchangeable lower faces techniques design. Okay, a specialized body highlighting Batman's muscular form. The newly designed Batsuit to mimic the material appearance, unique Bat gadgets including grapple gun, gauntlet, and line launcher, rope attached Batarang ninja wheels, sort of like ninja stars, smoke capsules, also accessories including a white heel shoe, you know, for when Batman's going out on a Saturday night, remote control Batman rope, nice touch, especially if you're getting the Batmobile, bomb timer and punch gear. I think someone mentioned that. I think that's what he used to defeat the ninja guy with the swords. Because that device, I'll show you later on, I could not remember where it was from, and I asked someone to comment on the video, and someone did. I think it might have been X-Man Supreme. So the deluxe version offers a highly detailed diorama base showing a corner of a ruined church roof. This is making me want to watch this movie. With a spinnable sculpted statue, also stones in incredible texture and detail, which allows fans to revisit the scene with Batman standing perched on the edge of the roof. So the Batman figure is a must-have centerpiece for any Bat fans shelf. You know what? They are not wrong. Gotta take a look at some of these pictures really quick. Just gonna have a look at the chat. Yeah, so he is. You're the Jazzing fan. Good stuff. I was just about to put out the call, Rackman Chris. The Rackman Chris symbol. You missed the cooking chat. There was a big talk about Italian gnocchi. William Owens, thank you for that message that you sent me. I hang my head in shame, William Owens, but I fixed it for the newer thumbnail. So I hope they sell the display separately. I don't need the Batman, but I need the Goblin. Taking it down, that's funny. Tyria, great to have your videos back. Hope you had a great vacation. Hey to everyone in the chat. Tyria, thanks for saying that. I just had an amazing time. Time well spent. Every single time I go snowboarding and I'm up there in the fresh air and the beautiful scenery and just like flying along, I just think this is time well spent, and that's a great feeling to have, whatever you're into, whether that's like movies or exercise or music or obviously spend time with your family and that kind of stuff like that. But yeah, good times. The Cinderella scene at Wayne Manor, that's funny. Bar from the Future, cool name. Hi mate, not even a DC collector, but I need that Batman. See, it's something. It is iconic, and I know the word iconic gets used a lot, but it is literally iconic. Like, all right, so first thoughts. I love the diorama base and the gargoyle. I just think it's a great touch. I like it when they teased it in one of those cons over the summer, and I went up for RSVP on the sideshow site, and people were really excited. And a lot of people were saying it would never come, but here we are. Really like the cowl. I really like how they've changed the cowl. It's not the same as the original one. It's different sculpt. Faceplate looks good. I just love the iconic black and yellow symbol, and of course the utility belt. And it's not like the utility belt seems to a bit of weather. It looks like it has a little bit of weathering on it. The muscular physique looks fantastic. The cape is draping better. I think it's wired, but I'm not gone on the texture of the cape. Look, just from what I can see there, that's draping so much better. The other one, the original version, and no disrespect to anyone who has the figure, it's been well documented that cape is basically like a bin liner. It just doesn't drape well. Doesn't look well on the figure, whereas the figure still, holds up. I'm loving all this. The cowl, this particular faceplate, the symbol, obviously, the physique and all the different, his 20 pack here he's got going on. Just the proportion and the suit itself, even this little gadget. I love, I would display it like this. I mean, I know people are saying, oh, he's behind it, but he's not really. It's just, you can see what his left arm and left leg are missing. I think that's a really cool way to display that. And it's, hopefully it can hold this pose, because from what I understand, that previous 1.0 version was a statue. It's very, very difficult to pose. The cape seems to be draping really well. Really happy with that. I would love to get this and then not have to get a Jackson shoe cape or a Tony May custom cape, even though both of those I've seen. Graham from the Jedi Knights Watch has a Tony May cape on his Batman, his DX08, and it just looks amazing. The Jackson shoe one seemed really good as well. But I think the drape on this looks very well. I'm not entirely sure if it's wired. I have heard it's wired, but I haven't actually read that it's wired. So if you're watching the comment section and you know that it is definitely wired and you've read that, please let me know. Maybe I can look it up here. I hope it can hold these poses. So that's what I'm concerned with. The cape, loving the drape and the shape and all that. The texture, which you'll see later on, is a bit concerning. I thought it was really strange the way they folded this cape back, because when I think of the 1989 Batman, I don't think of this look at all. In fact, there's not one photo that I can see that shows that until you can see it here. What I mean, like the spikes that come out, the kind of, as the cowl comes down, there's like these little protrusions that come down. You know, it's kind of like this type of design. I think you'll see it better. You can kind of see it there. Yeah, you can see it there. So it comes out round. It's just out from the emblem and just kind of, it comes out and there's points on it. Yeah, like that. You can see the cowl and then the bit that comes down under the neck and onto the chest above the emblem, and then it goes out like that. That's the way when I remember this suit, that's the way I think of it. I want to get a really good shot. That's deadly. Yeah, love that. I'll go back through these a bit slower. Yeah, there you go. So that kind of a pose, something like that, with the cape hanging in front of them, covering up his arms. That's when I think of 1989 Batman. That's what I think of. So I wouldn't be posing it with the cape drape back up, but I like the option. Maybe they're just doing that to show that they've improved the drape of the cape. Now, what I'm noticing here is that I don't know what this is made out of. There's people saying it's the same type of material as the Kilmer cape. I can't speak to that. I don't have the Kilmer one in hand. But I don't think the texture on the cape is entirely screen accurate. I can't remember it looking like that. So if I have to resign myself to the fact that I have to get a Jackson shoe cape or a Tony May, that's fine. I'm just happy we're getting this. So like, that is the only, like, well, there's two little nitpicks I do have, but they're just, overall, I'm extremely happy with both of these announcements. I'm 100% getting that 2.0 Deluxe, 100%. The Batmobile, I don't have space for it, but I'm trying to make the bloody space, because this is not an ordinary vehicle. Like, I have the Batpod up there and I love it, but the Batpod, it's basically a bike. It's huge. Like, if you don't have any vehicles and then you get a vehicle, you see how huge these 6-scale vehicles are. You will understand why people aren't making 1/6 scale X-Wings and 1/6 scale TIE Fighters and 1/6 scale Naboo Starfighters. It's not out yet. Hasn't been released yet. I do hope it is, but this is going to be huge. But the Batpod, like, it's beautiful, like, and it's going nowhere. Like, the Batpod was the reason I had 2 DX19s. Like, I have one now because I'm waiting on possibly InArt to do their version to see, or I might pick another one up. But my point is, the Batpod is very, very big, and that's not a car, that's a bike. So I don't really have space for this. So I'm looking at options. I have a few workarounds that would potentially work, but I just not 100% yet. So yeah, quick check on the chat. Skillmonger, love that name. Greetings and salutations. I actually like the logo as well. It's pretty cool, the handle there. Diorama Base is amazing. Tyria says good vibes. When you show the picture where they display all the accessories, I love how they include his shredded abs as an accessory. Yeah, maybe he had like that you know, that ab surgery thing. So love the base, yeah, absolutely. Aha, Triple G Comics is here. Evening, just ordered the Batmobile. Go for it. Good man, that's what we like to hear. I didn't own the original 89 Batman, but this figure really doesn't strike me as a figure you'd pose too dynamically. No, and you know, you wouldn't anyway. Like, you don't need this guy doing backflips, in fairness. I just saw Justin's video and he's saying that this cape shouldn't flake. Yeah, it looks like I know it's not pleather, but it just the texture on the cape looks like what pleather looks like just before it starts to flake and peel. But again, I know it's not pleather. I absolutely know that. It's definitely improvement. It's drapes better, definitely looks better. But I remember the cape from my recollection of the 89 cape on screen, it did look leathery. And this, it's like it's almost has the design printed on to make it look leathery, but it doesn't necessarily look like that to me. I'd love an X-Wing. So would I. Have no space for it, but it's going to be absolutely huge. Tragedy Tales. Already pre-ordered the deluxe version. The Batmobile is way too large for me. Yeah, I get that. I'm in that kind of zone. And the cape is the exact same cape as Batman Forever. It won't flake. Yeah, this is the thing. Like, I'm not saying it would flake. I know it's not pleather. But I'm just saying the texture on it looks the very same as pleather does just before it peels. So just for the record, I know it's not pleather and shouldn't flake. But I like Batman, but I've never seen the movie. Oh, get on it. Get on it. Costa, how are you? Hello, Costa. If you haven't done so already, folks, check out, I'm sure you have, but check out Pop Culture Living Room and Costa cabinets. They're basically, look like module cases to me, only they're DIY, and he shows you how to make them, and for a fraction of the cost. So that's massive. Good to see you, Costa. Thanks for joining in. Calvin is here as well. Calvin's going to Celebration. We're going to have cocktails. Yeah, I think that's the last time you said you're not a beer drinker. I'm going to have a beer myself. But then again, I do like a Moscow Mule or a whiskey sour. Shiny. It's worth noting the base is too tall for an unmodded detail shelf. You'll have to put the pooping gargoyle. That's funny. Yeah, I think it's going to be a floating shelf job for me. Something like that. True. Have you got any other Batmans? Nightmare Batman is fire. What do I have? I have DX19. I've got the Pattinson Batman and Bat Signal from Hot Toys on order. Considering getting the in-art. And I actually have the battle damage armored Batman from Batman vs Superman. I'm not a DCEU fan, but I am a Dark Knight Returns fan, the graphic novel, comic, whatever you want to call it, and the animated version as well. And aspects of Batman vs Superman when they actually fought, I kind of liked it. And I actually really like the design of the armored battle damage Batman. And of course I've got a Justice League Superman next to him. Not that I like Justice League, but I didn't. But I really like that vibrant blue. So I got my Superman and Batman there. So yeah. Joker J says, "What's up, Focus? What's up, you, Joker J? Thanks for being here." Larry Walker is here. What's up, people? Calvin knows where it's at. It's not too long now, Calvin. Just another few days will be March, and then we'll be like, "Hey, see you next month, man." Yeah, first one's on me. Cool. Looking forward to it. Half hour till beer. Good stuff. That's what we want. And we have Stefan as well. How you doing? 30 people in the chat, folks. If you haven't done so already, please like the video if you're enjoying the content. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. So let's take a look at this again. I just want to... So look, obviously, this is the definition of a triple threat. If you've been following my channel, I'm a pretty disciplined collector. I'm not a completionist. I have a limited budget. I have limited space. I can't have everything, nor do I want everything. So I'm very specific about what I buy. And sometimes the FOMO is real, and it's definitely not that easy. Sometimes you just have to go, that looks amazing. I really like it, but I don't love it. But this here, this is a triple threat. Triple threat. Do I love the character Batman? Yes. Bing, tick number 1. Do I love the source material? The 1989 Batman film? The film which made me, like, the first movie I ever, like, really loved. The film which kick-started my love for movies in general. And for, you know, okay, I knew what Batman was before because of 1966, but really, like, solidified my love for the character. And then, you know, that's how I started, you know, getting, like, little Kenner toys and stuff like that. And essentially kicked off a long journey of collecting. So do I love the source material? Yes, that's tick number 2. Do I love this particular version? Yes, easy money. Okay, so it's a no-brainer. It's happening. Okay, deluxe version all the way. The Batmobile. I don't think I can say no to this. I think this is... When it comes to vehicles, I do not buy them unless... When it comes to anything, vehicles, quarter scale, 6 scale, I don't buy them unless I know where I'm going to display them. But for this Batmobile, this is not just a piece of Batman history. It's not just a piece of cinema history. Like, this is an iconic cinema vehicle, probably the most recognizable vehicle in the history of cinema. I don't think there's too many people who would argue that. I'm not saying it's the number one, but for me, it is. Other iconic vehicles, or iconic vehicles from cinema history. You know, X-Wings, TIE Fighter, the Millennium Falcon, you know, the Enterprise, the DeLorean. Like, there's loads of them, but there's something about that. Everyone knows what this is. Like, everyone knows what this is. And it's just beautiful looking. And it's just otherworldly. It's very gothic, very Burton. It's just over the top beautifulness. I'm going to have to do it. Right, so just what I can see here, I really like the cowl and the texture on the cowl. You can see the kind of mascaraed eyes underneath. I like the faceplate as well. This is probably, I think, the best faceplate of them all. You can hear, again, they're doing that thing where they're flipping the cape over the shoulder. I still actually think it looks quite well. I just prefer the more traditional look when it hangs forward, so you can see those protrusions either side, kind of on his clavicle, the ones that come down, those bits of the cowl that extend down and point out. And again, the muscular body looks good. And of course, the emblem is just brilliant. I think they've done a good job on the weathering here, or should I say the blood or the scratches or the scars. There was something I do remember where, I think it's at the end of the movie, the clock tower, he's taking a bit of a beating and he does an awkward kind of a grin. I think it's when he's talking trash to the Joker. I need to watch it again. Every time I watch the movie, even though I've seen it about 100 times plus, I always pick up another thing going, I'd never noticed that before, and I love that. So there's definitely something about the teeth that's off. They need a bit of work on that. I hope they do fix that, to be honest. But I think the weathering and the battle damage looks great. They just need a little tweak there, but I don't think I'm misremembering. Pretty sure there is that scene, this clock tower kind of towards the end of the finale. He's talking trash, he's after taking a beating, he's covered in blood, he's got a bit of blood in his face, and there's a little smirk, like it's I want to say, is it around when he said, hey, did you ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? And then he hits my box. I think it's that. I think this is the best faceplate. Cowl looks great. Bundle of accessories as well. This is definitely the best faceplate. This one here, I do see a little bit of Val Kilmer, and I'm not going to lie. It's something to do with the teeth. I think if they fix the look of the teeth in this and the bloodied faceplate, they could really, really make it look a lot more like Michael Keaton. Separate roll and eyeballs function. To be honest, this is the one I'll be using anyway, the one on the left. So you've got the gargoyle, it spins 360. You've got the kind of the blocks. I hope this doesn't soften all these like blocks and all this wood and stuff like that. I really don't want this diorama base to soften. Like, I'm looking up here, I've got the battling version of the upgraded suit from No Way Home. I really, really love it. It's actually, I think it's a great figure. I thought it was just going to be, I was looking out of the box, I was like, yeah, it's just a dirty upgraded suit, which I know it kind of is. But when you have it posed up there with the half-mast head sculpt and the Machina de Cadavis box, and I got a really nice pose. If you actually want to check it out, go to my Instagram. So it's at 16figurefocus, and if you haven't done so already, click a follow and go into reels, and you'll see there's a few reels I have of the pose that I have them on. No stand whatsoever. It's an awkward base, but I managed to get him in a nice pose there. Just it's my point is, even though I like that diorama base, the paint app definitely softened, and I hope that doesn't happen to this. Yeah, I when I saw this, I was like, I saw this in the footage from one of those cons over the summer, and I was like, yeah, I have to. But a lot of people are saying they're not going to get it. They just want the figure and they want to save a few quid, which is understandable, and they said they'll just stay in the box anyway. So if you've no intention of ever posing, me, I like to rotate. Like sometimes I'll pose it with the diorama base with this piton that's on screen here, this thing here in the middle. Or sometimes I'll just, you know, do the top photo here, clip all this stuff onto the belt, and then pose it with the batarang, or the you know, the big thing that looks like a crossbow. It's like basically shoots out the pitons and makes them zip line. I really like how they included that. The middle photo here, love it. Like, I love the way they've included that, and they have done so in previous releases. They give a lot. Like, you got the batarangs, you got the kind of ninja stars, you got this thing. It looks like a crossbow, but it's like the zip line device or whatever. It basically enables him, fires out wires and enables him to kind of zip line and escape from the museum scene. And then this thing, top thing, I believe the top thing, I think that's the thing that he used against the guy with the swords. I really didn't know what that was. I completely missed that. Like, even that pose just looks deadly. It's not the best pose, but it's still, yeah, it's just, I still like it. This is the shit. This is like, if this is a wired cape, if you can get him to do this, like, this is cool. Like, it seems like he's, I want to zoom in. So is he holding? Interesting. So maybe this thing here is not what he used. These things like with the little bevels on the hands. Maybe this is not what he used to fight against the guy with the swords. So he has these, seems to have these two poles. I'd never seen that in the movie before. It happens too quickly when he kind of does this type of glide pose. But I'm wondering, like, do these little poles come with it? Because if you can emulate that, get some sort of a transparent flight stand or something, or even just put him standing in front of the base, that would look amazing. Like, every day. Interesting. Can you? Am I imagining things now? I want everyone. Can you see what I'm talking about here? He's holding these things that look like poles. And I think he's doing the same over here. I'm wondering, like, is that just in the cape naturally, or do you slide these in? Now in this page here, okay, obviously there's the diorama base. This is the difference between, this is $345. I think the regular is like $279 or something like that. But the only difference is the diorama base, but it's worth it for me. So you have your separate rolling eyeballs function. You got the 3 different mouth plates. I think the bottom one is the best there. Now, it doesn't show any poles or anything like that, but they're definitely there. I wonder, are they just always in the cape or something? Or are they just not showing them here? They show a lot of stuff here. You have the kind of, this thing we use in a museum that, like I said, it looks like a crossbow. It's like the zip line creating device. You've got a batarang with the wire on it. You've got the device that he uses to shoot up into the air, and he kind of hands it to Vicky Vale and said, you know, how much do you weigh? You got the 2 ninja stars. You got the remote control. I think this is like some sort of a, was this the bomb thing? I'm forgetting what this. I need to watch it again, or is it like some sort of a walkie-talkie thing? I can't remember. Yeah, this is just a straight up no-brainer. Absolute no-brainer. I'm falling behind the chat, so I'm gonna have a look at some of them. If they drop an old man Batman, will you get that too? This is the thing. Like, if I know, I think the trailer for Flash looks great. I just think the DCU is awful. I really do. Thought Man of Steel was alright. Thought the second Suicide Squad was great. But like Justice League, nope. Snyder Cut, nope. Even Batman vs Superman, it's not a great film. There's a few aspects I like, but I'm probably being biased because I really like The Dark Knight Returns. So the trailer does look good, I gotta admit. Keaton's back, that'll be interesting. Supergirl looks interesting. I thought that was pretty cool. Zod's back, that's interesting. I gotta say, as much as I'm not a fan of like the DCU and Ben Affleck's Batman and stuff like that, the Batman with the blue cape and the blue cowl on that Batbod looking, that'd be a straight up FOMO for me. I think that because like it's just like the comic books. It's unique. She's got the blue cowl. Come on, it just looks great, and I think they're going to get that. I do think you're gonna like they obviously teased. They already put out this kind of like a teaser video thing showing they had new licenses. Guardians of the Galaxy was on it. The Flash was on it, and like the Flash was there, so you're gonna get something from this movie. But I reckon they're gonna give you that Ben Affleck on that Batpod looking thing, and just the combination of the blue and the grey. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to resist that. Like realistically, the Flash, you know, Ezra Miller, the stuff that's going on with him at the moment, and to be honest, I haven't really read too much about it, but I know he's done a lot of messed up stuff, or he's allegedly did. Like, they're probably still going to give you a Flash though. I'd imagine from this movie, they're going to give you a Flash. There's probably going to be a Zod 2.0. I do think you're going to get that Ben Affleck Batman, the beefy Batman with the blue cowl and the grey, and the blue cape and stuff like that. I think they're going to give you the bike as well. I genuinely think this is going to happen. Possibly a Supergirl. I thought the only thing I was excited about a lot of that trailer, to be honest, and I'm not a big DCU fan. I don't think they're good movies. But like The Flash was the least exciting thing about the trailer, to be honest. But look, I'm going to watch it. I am excited about seeing it to see if it's going to be good. But with that being said, like, it's very easy to take 2 minutes out of a movie and make it look like the greatest movie ever. So I'm hoping for the DCEU fans that it is amazing. But I don't know. Nah. Are you getting the Ahsoka? Yeah, have it paid off for about 2 years now. Have that figure bought and paid for, shipping paid for since Christ was a boy. The live action one, absolutely. Really looking forward to it. Very anticipated figure, actually. You saw the movie Batman Forever? Yeah. It's really hard saying no to this Batmobile. Absolutely, Stefan, 100%. It's definitely the most iconic. The Batmobile, yeah. Best, yeah. The animated Batmobile is, yeah. That's yeah. Very, very cool. I liked the Tumbler. It really, at the time seeing it, I get where you're coming from though. At the time seeing it, you're like, oh, that's not the Batmobile. That's a tank. But if you read The Dark Knight Returns and watch The Dark Knight Returns, the animated version, which is basically a straight lift from the comic book, I'm sure you probably have. The Batmobile in that was a huge tank, and I think that's where they got their influence from, to be honest. And the more I watched the trilogy, especially from The Dark Knight, the chase scene and all the things it could do, and I actually really liked the Batmobile eventually. But I think in terms of which one would look great or better on a shelf, yeah, I think the 66 would look better on a shelf. The animated one would look better on the shelf. The 89 look better on the shelf. And I gotta say that Muscle Car from 2022 would. I still really love the Tumbler in terms of like it's on screen, what it did on screen, and it's more of a practical thing. Like it's you know, it's a big tank. He's like, you know, packed to be bulletproof. And but yeah, I get what you're saying. There's the other one, the Batmobile, is kind of like is more stylish. Yeah, that's the scene. Those Fates plate looks amazing. Love that base. The gargoyle mocks Batman. There is poles in the cape. There is, yeah, definitely saw them. So poles are wires to open the cape, I guess. Yeah, it has to be, yeah. So the original had 2 poles that slide into the edge. All right, that makes sense. So you can actually do that. Yeah, the back computer. I'm just going to go back to that before I have a chat about the Batmobile, because I think this is coming. I think it's I think the general consensus is that this is coming. This back. I think it's, yeah. I do think it's coming. I think people would have preferred that than the clock tower base, but I still really like the clock tower base. Oh yeah, I know. No, I know that the skinny one. I knew that that's the one where he says, you know, shields or stop. But it was the kind of silver one I was thinking about. Yeah, I'm not a fan of DCEU either. I think it's a mess, Costa. That could be the Batman for me. Are you talking about the blue cowl and cape with the grey suit? I want the DCU film where Nicolas Cage plays everyone. Put the bunny back in the box. If anyone can get that. Come on, folks. Don't let me down. Nicolas Cage. Put the bunny back in the box. What's it from? Let's see who's first. Let's see who knows their movie. Who's going to get in there first? I know everyone's busy typing. I'd say I'm about 5 seconds away from someone getting that quote. Nicolas Cage. Put the bunny back in the box. Okay, I'm going to give people a few seconds to think. What is that quote from? Yeah. Rocketman Quiz. We have a winner. Con Air. Yeah. And he had the long, luscious locks of Nicolas Cage. Put the bunny back in the box. I think I want to watch that film again, just for the. Is it Cyrus the Virus? Is Cyrus the Virus the bad guy in that? I haven't seen that film, but it's like 20 years. Don't think I'm misremembering there. All right, so in conclusion, this is a big, mass, fat yes, please. Okay, and now we're going to take a look at the Batmobile. I know you've probably seen a million streams doing this already, but I just didn't get a chance to talk about it. And I really want to. Where? What is going on here? Come on, Shane, get it together. I'm clicking X, but nothing's happening. Get away. Okay, I don't think it's actually doing what I wanted to do. Right, sorry, that's clicking X, but it thinks I'm clicking back. So give me a second, I'll sort this crap. Okay, I think we're back in business now. All right, we should be back in business. Okay, I'm going to read this. So, the Batmobile is Batman's primary mode of transportation, also one of the most daunting components in his vast arsenal, keeping it stored in the Batcave when it's not in use. Oh, they just teased the Batcave. The vehicle's popularity with fans was established, or has established a strong following and easily ranks with the 1966 Batmobile as one of the most popular Batmobiles of all time, inspired by the appearance of the Batmobile in Tim Burton's live-action movie Batman 1989. Hot Toys is launching the legendary ride as 1/6 scale collectible. The screen-accurate Batmobile measures approximately 100 centimeters. It is fully designed to capture the mechanical design and painting, bringing the remarkable Bat vehicle to reality. Features an incredible amount of details, such as the slide open door, open canopy door, head and tail lights, jet engine, dashboard panel, LED light function, rotatable wheels, gadgets including side-mounted bat disc launchers, machine guns, grappling hooks, and shin breakers, and a rotary base to recreate scene in the back. That is all pretty cool. So the Batmobile is going to make an awesome addition to your Bat collection. Now, this line here, the screen accurate Batmobile measures approximately 100 centimeters. Now, obviously Jazz Inc. are making this for $1,500. Hot Toys will come in here with $715, so you could literally buy two of these. I've never owned a Jazz Inc. product, but I do admire their work. specifically, I really admire their 1989 Batwing, but I just have no space for that. But I have spent way too much time on their website looking at that. But I've heard the pros and cons about, like, I've heard sometimes things arrive broke, and there's some story about they were encouraging people who got something broke to fix something with putty or something like that. However, I've also heard that they have fantastic kind of customer service as well. Like, they get on to you, and their aftercare is supposed to be very good. But look, I've never bought from them. But I was very tempted with that 1989 Batwing, but I can't. I know where to put it. Now, I'm not considering the Jazz Inc. Batmobile at all. It's mainly a space thing, but for me, I am considering the Hot Toys one. But like, this isn't like, I don't think there's any right or wrong answer here. I think maybe Jazz Inc., if you're willing to pay the extra money, you probably will get a more screen accurate version. Whereas Hot Toys there are differences. Like the original 1.0 of this was 100 centimeters. Now, I've heard people speculate going, how do you know it's screen accurate? Well, I'm just going to share something with you here now. Again, I'm completely unbiased because I'm not getting the Jazz Inc. one, but I'm still saying it probably will be more screen accurate. For the price you pay, you'd expect it to be. And it has, the other bells and whistles, like the smoke effect, and they're trying to get like sound effects and stuff like that. And something about the remote control, I think maybe the remote control obviously isn't to drive it, but I think it's to, I think what he was saying is to press a button and the canopy slides open. I think that's what I heard. Anyway, correct me if I'm wrong. So I think there's pros and cons to both of them. Hot Toys, literally half the price. Okay, Jazz Inc., you're going to get all those extra bells and whistles, and I do think it probably will be more true 6 scale. Now, this here, I've highlighted this, even though I am going to, if I was to get one, I'm going to get the Hot Toys one. So I'm completely unbiased here. It says it's screen accurate. Now, I just want to highlight something there. The original 1.0 was 100 centimeters. This appears to be a reissue. Maybe they'll improve some the lights or electronics or whatever inside them. We'll have to wait and see. I just want to draw your attention to something, right? I just want to draw your attention to something. Just bear with me now, right? Bear with me, because there's been a lot of speculation about this. I just want to show you something. Like, how do we know that the Jazz Inc. one will be more screen accurate? Okay, so just bear with me. Okay. Okay. Now, you just do a simple Google search and you'll find multiple different websites. Okay, multiple. Like, I've literally, this is probably a 4th or 5th one that I found with this, and it all seem to say the same thing. Now, I'm just going to read this out here, right? As one of the more iconic Batmobiles in the series, the 1989 version was used in 2 of Tim Burton's movies, Batman 1989 and Batman Returns 1992. It was designed by Anton Furst, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, and built on a Chevrolet Impala chassis. Here are some of the technical specifications of the Batmobile. 6.62 meters. Right. 6.62 meters. That's all we need. That's the length. I've looked on multiple different sites and they all say the same thing. 6.62 meters. Different sites. Some car sites. Some like movie magic kind of, behind the scenes sites. Some Batman sites. Stuff like that. Anyway, 6.62 meters. Now bear that in mind. So you probably know what I'm going to do. Right. So just bear with me. Okay. Okay, so 6.62 meters, right? So we're going to multiply by 100, obviously, because that will convert our meters to centimeters. So that's 662 centimeters. So the length of the 1989 Batmobile. I think they actually built, a real one for the actual movie. Like it wasn't just like part of it or whatever. So the actual length was 6.62 meters. There's 100 centimeters in a meter, so therefore 662 centimeters. Fine. It's a 1/6 scale vehicle, so if you would divide that by 6, wouldn't that mean that a true 1/6 scale Batmobile would be 110 centimeters? And I'm pretty sure that's what Jazz Inc. is saying that the length is going to be. Now that's only one dimension, but you would assume if the length is, 110, which is 10 centimeters bigger than the Hot Toys one, that proportionally the height and the width would be the same. Okay, so like I'm not going to spend any more time on that, but my point is it'll probably be more a true 1/6 scale. So the Hot Toys original one tends to be, it was basically 100 centimeters. It was, a few centimeters too shy of a true 1/6 scale. Do I really care? No, because the price I pay will be like $800 shy of the Jazz Inc. one. However, the Jazz Inc. one will probably, again I'm saying probably because it's not made yet, but just using simple logic, that I would assume the Hot Toys one is the one for me anyway. No one's gonna walk into the room and go with their measuring tape, go, no, I'm sorry, it's a fake. It's there's pros and cons to both of them. Obviously, Hot Toys is half the price. Jazz Inc., you're going to get the bells and whistles. Go with whatever. Go whatever you can afford, whatever makes you happy. I'm just happy that there's so many options out there. But yeah, so I think that's what I wanted to kind of say on that one. So I'm just going to share the screen again. Right, let's look at some of these photos now really quickly before we look at some of these photos. I want to address the chat. I'm nearly finished here now. Just going to address the chat, look at these photos, and Jonathan M, a random question: has Clone Wars changed your life yet? No, I'm extremely busy, man. I'm getting through them. I'm nearly on season 4, and I've been told season 4 really starts to take off. I refuse to just go onto the internet and find the cheat sheet and just watch key episodes. I want to see everything. I might actually watch everything, and I'm sure I'm going to like it, and then I'll go back and rewatch the key episodes again. 40 people in the chat. Thanks very much for being here. If you like the content, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet already, maybe you consider it if you're enjoying the content. Mike Fela says, yeah, he is. Malkovich is great. Hot Toys will release George Clooney. You never know. It's kind of going like this way. Speaking of 1966, Costa, I think they're going to get a 2.0. I think they're next. I have the 66 Batmobile and it's great. I want the Batwing, but the cost is a bit out of the budget. Yeah, man, it's the space for me. I can't buy that beautiful massive piece and then just put it in a box. I need to put it somewhere. I just don't have the space, The Batwing. So Jazz Inc. is great to have their Iron Scavenger, Vulture, and yes, their customer service is excellent. Good stuff, good to hear. 89 Batwing, fine steel cable around the metal rod for connecting the wings and hanging from the roof. I don't know. I just think I'm looking up here, and when I first moved in, I got this lampshade, and the lampshade was just a normal sized lampshade, but because the room is so small, I put on the lampshade and it looked like it took up half the room. So I'm not sure would that work for me. Just a space issue. Great idea though if you have the space. Running the 6 scale conversion math isn't enough. You also need to count for a figure that doesn't articulate like a human. It needs more space because of the cape. So running the 6 scale conversion math isn't enough. You need to account for a figure that doesn't articulate like a human. It needs a space. What you mean, like as in like I'm not entirely sure what you mean. Are you saying that the Hot Toys one kind of, it's better that it's smaller, or like is it just that the figure like is not going to fit into the Batmobile? Because I know that they showed even on this one here. This is just amazing looking. Sorry, I go to say something, I forget. Like, see the way here you see CT603, you can clearly see Batman's inside, but from what I hear is that when you try and put him in, he doesn't sit in it properly. Probably, yeah, that's probably what you mean. I imagine, like, it doesn't articulate like a human. Like, he kind of just puts in there, and he's not properly sitting down. Like, you know, your bum, his bum isn't on the seat, and he's not up straight or whatever. He's more like slid in like that. Yeah, so maybe that's what you mean. So I heard that Hot Toys, yes, now that's a perfect segue, Costa. I think it was Nate from Geeking Out. He put up a post on his community tab saying that Monica Do, I think they were at a secret base, and apparently like this, the one on show is like a placeholder, and then there's going to be modifications made. So I wonder, will they actually make it like true 1/6 scale or something like that? But like, it doesn't bother me anyway. Like it's a few centimeters too short, but it really doesn't bother me whatsoever. I'm just happy that there's two options, and if I was going for one of them, it would be the Hot Toys one. I just really need a place to display it first. Look at Batmobile from the film, and then look at the Hot Toys. At first glance, Hot Toys look like plastic. At first I thought it was molded and back, but it's actually painted. It looks like a toy and it shouldn't. I don't know. I think that could be a little bit harsh there. I still think it looks beautiful, and it could be as well the way the light's bouncing off it as well. But yeah, even still, for me, I think it'll do the job. To be honest, but like again, each to their own. Like, but there's no right answer. Like, there's no, the entire 6 scale community could argue for a year on this, and no one would win. Like, you know, it's like, I think the people who win are just the people who just get the thing they like and enjoy their product, whether it's the Jazz Inc. or the Hot Toys. Skillmonger, Clone Wars is definitive Star Wars for me outside the original trilogy. There's a lot of Clone Wars lovers out there. So I just looked it up, and the Hot Toys Batmobile is 39 inches, where Jazz Inc. is the exact 1/6 scale size at 43.3, but it's double the price, worth if anyone would notice. Yeah, for me, I if I was going for one, I'd be going Hot Toys. Just a question: Val Kilmer will return as Batman. I can't tell if that's humor, but Val Kilmer's very, very sick right now, so I don't think that's going to happen. If they're making modifications, they should address the length. I was waiting for someone to say it. Alright, so let's have another look at a few of these. I mean, yeah, so there you have the proportions there and stuff. And the thing is, these photos, they just don't do this justice. This thing is like, that's a meter long car. I mean, I'm looking here, I can see the windowsill. And the windowsill is about maybe 110, 120, so it would fit on the windowsill. Be actually a nice little spot for it, but I don't think this is about 40 centimeters in width. And I think the windowsill, just judging by looking for, is about 30. So I'm not sure will that work. Need to take proper miniature. Even I love the back of it, just the tail lights, and even the silver bit of the kind of afterburner and the lights inside, and it just, yeah, just all looks all kind of good. Yeah, I think I'm just about done here, folks. In conclusion, I'm happy with both of these announcements. I'm definitely 100% picking up the Batman 2.0 deluxe version, and I'm strongly considering this. Very strongly considering it. Just, it makes me want to. I'm gonna watch 1989 and Batman Returns of the weekend, I think. All right, so that's us done. Yeah, Rockman Chris, you're probably absolutely right. Yeah, that could be probably. He might mean George Clooney. Who knows? To the 35 people who are watching, really do appreciate it. Thanks for just anyone who's taking the time to watch any of the videos, like any of the videos, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done so already, would be greatly appreciated if you would click on that like and subscribe button. Really quick recap on some things that are live on the channel now at the moment. A bunch of videos dropped yesterday. Pre-order previews on Ant-Man, The Wasp, Charlie Cox, Shang-Chi, the 89 Batman 2.0, and of course the 89 Batmobile. That is me done. I'm out of here. Thank you very much for watching. Really do appreciate it. And have a nice evening. And we are just about out of here. All right. See you, folks.